song. This is a true story, this song. Well, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, now the man down at this used car lot, he tried to sell me 4 wheels and a trunk. I said, man, there ain't no engine. He said, engine's just some kind of junk. You don't need no engine to go downhill. And I can plainly see that's the direction you're headed in. Then he handed me the keys. I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, I went to a doctor of the highest order. He said I couldn't have a drink for a year. Well, 1 glass of wine on my birthday, if my birthday wasn't too very near. Well, he must have put me in a state of shock. I made it for about 2 weeks. Then he sent me a bill and knocked me flat off the wagon, friends, back down on my feet. Well, I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, when true love knocked upon my door, she just barely turned 16. I was a little bit nervous, if you know just what I mean. But I'd heard somewhere that true love conquers all, and I figured that was that, till I started having dreams about being run out of town, wearing nothing but my cowboy hat. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, I've come through this life a stumbler, friends, and I expect to die that way. Oh, it could be 20 years from now. Could be most any day. But if there ain't no whiskey and women, Lord, behind them heavenly doors, I'm gonna take my chances down below. Of that you can be sure. Well, it's no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. And it's no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Well, it's no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, play one more and then maybe put on some
Townes Van Zandt records, maybe. This is WBAI in New York City, and that's Townes Van Zandt.
I wouldn't tell it if it wasn't a true story, because it sure ain't a funny story. Well, I'll play a few more songs. I'll play one by Lightning Hopkins. He's an old blues singer from Houston. hello, Central. Won't you please give me 209? Hello, hello, Central. Won't you please give me 209? I want to talk to my baby. She's so far down the line. Seems like the buses done stop running, and the trains don't allow me to ride no more. Well, the buses done stop running, and the trains don't allow me to ride no more. Ticket agent said my ticket's played out. You see, I don't ride for sure. Well, I turned away from the telephone, yeah, and I ran back home. I turned away from the telephone, yeah, and I ran back home. Oh, I fell down on my knees. No operator in this world gonna tell me what I've been doing wrong. So it's hello, Central. Won't you please give me 209? Oh, hello, hello, hello. Won't you please give me 209? I just want to talk to my baby. She's so far down the line. I wrote this song in Nothin, New York. Hey, Mama, when you leave, don't leave a thing behind. I don't want nothing. I can't use nothing. Take care into the hall. And if you see my friends, tell them I'm fine, not using nothing. almost burned out my eyes. I threw my ears down to the floor. I didn't see nothing, and I didn't hear nothing. I stood there like a block of stone, knowing all I had to know, and nothing more. And friends, that's nothing. Brothers, our troubles are locked in each other's arms, and you better pray that they never find you, 'cause your back ain't strong enough for burdens double fold. They'd crush you down into nothing. Well, being born is going blind and bowing down 1,000 times to echoes strung on pure temptation. Sorrow and solitude, these are the precious things and the only words that are worth remembering. There's no stronger wind than the one that blows down a lonesome railroad line. No prettier sight than looking back on a town you left behind. But there's nothing that's as real as the love that's in my mind. Oh, close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Well, there's lots of things along the road that I'd surely like to see. Well, I'd like to lean into the wind and tell myself I'm free. It's your softest whispers louder than the highway's call to me. Oh, close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. All the mountains and the rivers and the valleys can't compare to your bluely dancing eyes and yellow shining hair. Well, I could never hit the open road and leave you lying there. Oh, close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Oh, lay your head back easy, love, and close your crying eyes. Well, I'll be laying here beside you when the sun comes on the rise. I'll stay as long as the cuckoo wails and the lone lonesome blue jay cries. Or close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning. Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Or close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Called Rake. I wrote the song right directly after having read St. Francis by Kazantzakis. In Wilmington, Delaware, somewhere. Well, I used to wake and run with the moon. Oh, I lived like a rake and a young man. I covered my lovers with flowers and wounds. My laughter the devil would frighten. The sun, she would come and beat me back down. But every cruel day had its nightfall. I'd welcome the stars with wine and guitars, full of fire and forgetful. Oh, my body was sharp and the dark air clean, and outrage my joyful companion. And whispering women, how sweet did they seem, kneeling for me to command them. And time was like water, but I was the sea. I wouldn't have noticed it passing, except for the turning a night into day, and the turning a day into cursing. Well, I was taking my pride in the pleasures I'd known. I laughed and said I'll be forgiven. My laughter turned round, eyes blazing, and said, my friend, we're holding a wedding. I buried my face, but I spoke once again. The night to the day we're a-binding. And now the dark air is like fire on my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding. And now the dark air is like fire on my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding. Well, let's see. Play a couple more. I'll play this is an old song. I've known this for a long time. Just assimilated it, I guess. I think Christian, you sing on this too. If you hear a girl's voice, it'll be Gretchen, but you probably won't. Well, I spent the first half of the summer in L.A. making that record, and L.A. seems to me to be almost uninhabitable. It's so smoggy. It's just oppressive. It's so smoggy. But then I spent the second half of the summer in Aspen, Colorado, training horses and taking pack trips into the mountains and stuff like that. But maybe that's the same as spending the summer in a vacuum. Never mind. It would be too hard to explain what I was trying to say. understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, and live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. Well tempted and tried, Lord, and oft made to wonder why it should be thus all the day long. All while there are others living among us, never molested, though in the wrong. Well, farther along we'll know all about it. Farther along we'll understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, and live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. When death in her black robes visits our household, leaving our life so sunless and drear, all while there are others living among us, never molested, year after year. But farther along we'll know all about it. Farther along we'll understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, and live in the sunshine, where we'll understand it all by and by. It's called You Are Not Needed Now, or Allison Laid an Egg on Me. Well, the birds were talking all at once, and the old man mowing down his lawn. He didn't look like much too bad a guy. And I was thinking, hang on, man, something's wrong. Your blues, they seem to be gone. Heaven ain't bad, but you don't get nothing done. Lay down your head a while. You are not needed now. You are not needed now. Well, now Allison laid an egg on me, and every time I turn around, it's swimming through the air above my bed. And I told Miss Hicks, and she said, fine, as long as you're back in your room on time. Well, I keep you clean, and the girls will keep you fed. So lay down your head with mine. You are not needed now, and we got things to do. Well, between the blankets made of wool, the trains go by every half an hour, and a body can't get no resting done, it's true. I spend my time as best I can, thinking big and making plans, wondering where them trains are rolling to. Lay down your head, poor boy, feel how the ground does move, hear how them drivers sing. Goodbye, friends, it's time to close. Everybody knows that's the way it goes. Where was it you lived, in case I'm ever there? Well, 2 doors down and 3 behind, and it gets a little bit out of hand sometimes. Oh, don't let it fool you into thinking you don't care. Lay down your head and fly, I'll quietly pass you by, you won't even see me go. Well, if I thought about it long enough, I just might make some kind of move. Watchful eyes get too hard on the soap, with a smokehouse just across the way, and this fog upon the light of day, well, I'd be hard put coming up with where to go. So lay down your head, poor boy, feel how the ground does move, hear how them drivers sing. What now, my darling one? Go find a little fun. You are not needed now. I'll play one more good one here. This one's called Only Him or Me. It's about time. And don't go saying I'm leaving you, thinking I never got close enough to stay. Time runs in and then runs out, starts again, and it's always been that way. You're gonna drown tomorrow if you cry too many tears for yesterday. Tomorrow's half of all you got, so treat him good, 'cause when I'm gone he'll stay. I won't be forgetting you, and you won't be forgetting me, I know. If memory comes a summer cloud and rains her sweetness down to me below, well, I'll see you like you look right now, and maybe wonder why I had to go. Oh, but heaven is the way she is, and rain falls and rivers flow. So here's to feeling good, and here's to feeling bad. Here's to being thankful, sorry for the pleasures that we had. And autumn days and window panes, God forgive us if you feel to see. like I do. And it's only him or me you got to believe. Well, they're riding on an eastbound freight train, speeding through the night. Hobo Bill, a railroad monk, is fighting for his life. The sadness of his eyes reveal the torture of his soul. He raised a weak and weary hand to fight away the cold. And his hobo Billy, well, no warm lights flickered around him, and no blankets there to fold. Nothing but the howling wind and the driving rain so cold. But when he heard a whistle blowing in a dreamy kind of way, the hobo seemed contented, and he smiled there where he lay. And his hobo Billy, and that train sped through the darkness and the driving rain outside, and no one knew that Hobo Bill was taking his last ride. And outside the rain was falling on that lonesome boxcar door, and the little form of Hobo Bill lay still upon the floor. And his hobo Billy, now it was early in the morning when they raised the hobo's head. The smile still lingered on his face. Hobo Bill was dead, and there was no mother's longing to rest his weary soul. Oh, he was just a railroad bum that died out in the cold. And his hobo Billy, oh, his hobo Billy. Well, I'll play another one from the list. And a new note. Every time I try one, I notice it. It's not a new note. I just forgotten it. Let's see. What was on that list for the sake of the song was on it? Well, let's call for the sake of the song. does she sing? Her sad songs to me, I'm not the one to tenderly bring. For soft sympathy, I've just begun to see my way clear, and it's plain if I stop I will fall. Well, I can lay down a tear for pain, just a tear and that's all. What does she want me to do? She says that she knows that moments are rare, I suppose, but it's true. And then on she goes to say I don't care, and she knows that I do. Oh, but maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. And who do I think that I am to decide that she's wrong? Well, she'd like to think I was cruel, but she knows that's a lie, for I would be no more than a two if I allowed her to cry all over me. All my sorrow is real, even though I can't change my plans. If she could see how I feel, then I know that she'd understand. And does she actually think I'm to blame? Does she really believe that some word of mine could relieve all her pain? Can't she see that she grieves just because she's been blindly deceived by her shame? Oh, but maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. Oh, and who do I think that I am to decide that she's wrong? Oh, but nothing's what it seems. And maybe she'll start someday to realize if she abandons her dreams, all she'll have left to live with are lies. Well, I forgot the words. My mind went blank. I don't play that song very much anymore either, because, I don't know, it's maybe too long. But it wasn't as long that time, I guess. Are y'all tired of being quiet? I have some people in here with me who've been sitting here the whole time, unable to say a word. And none of them are used to it. Well, let's see. Let's play a song. Maybe
son.
Well, I walked 47 miles of barbed wire. I used a cobra snake for a necktie. I got me a house on a roadside made out of rattlesnake hide. Well, I got me a chimney made on top, made out of human skull. Well, come on, take a little walk with me, and tell me, who do you love? Well, who do you love? Ah, who do you love? Well, who do you love? Well, a tombstone set in the graveyard's mine, just 27 and I don't mind. Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Well, the night was black, the sky was blue, and down the alley an ice wagon flew. The door bumped open, somebody screamed. Should have heard just what I seen. Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? And Arlene took me by my hand, said, all right, Daddy Islander. Do you love? Do you love? Do you love? Do you love? Miles of barbed wire, I used a cobra snake for a necktie. I got me a house on a roadside made out of rattlesnake hide. Well, I got me a chimney made on top, made out of human skull. Well, come on, take a little walk with me, Arlene, and tell me, who do you love? Well, 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 who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Well, somebody called in and wanted to hear this story that I tell, which is a true story. And I was told it by my father. So I'll tell it because it's kind of interesting. This happened when, let's see, it's my grandfather and my great uncle lived together on this farm by Fort Worth, Texas, and my grandmother too. And my great uncle was out in the fields doing something, you know, with a mule and pulling up stumps or something like that. And he had an accident, and his arm got caught in the chain and was cut off. And of course he passed out, fell down, passed out from lack of blood. And these two guys that had been in the next field over on the next farm kind of looked around after a while, and they saw that he was laying down, and they went over to see what was wrong. They found him, right, took him back to the house, and my grandfather and my grandmother took him and, you know, put him in bed and cleaned him up. And as the day went on, into night he became delirious and was sitting up in bed, real high fever, and he was yelling about his arm, how bad his arm hurt. And they would straighten out, you know, his arm that he had left, his left arm. And he would say, no, it's the other arm. And this went on and on. It was driving my grandfather crazy. finally he went out to where the accident happened. And the two guys, after they had taken my great uncle to the house, had gone back by there and caught the mule, and brought it back and buried my great uncle's arm. And my grandfather saw where they'd buried it, and he dug it up. And turned out when they'd buried it with the wrist in, a real bent back position. So my grandfather straightened it out, reburied it, went back to the house and asked my grandmother how my great uncle was. And she said, well, it's really strange. About 10 minutes ago, he just jumped up in bed and said, thanks very much, feels much better. And went back and he's been sleeping peacefully since. Which is a stone true story. Which just goes to show. I wouldn't tell it if it wasn't a true story. Because it sure ain't a funny story. It's called Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold. Now the wicked king of clubs awoke, and it was to his queen he turned. His lips were laughing as they spoke, his eyes like bullets burned. The sun's upon a gambling day, his queen, she just smiled blissfully. Let's make some wretched fool to pay. Plain it was, she did agree. He sent his deuce down into diamond, his sport a heart, and his trade a spade. And three kings with their legions come, and preparations soon were made. They voted Club the day's commander, they give him an army face and number, all but the outlaw Jack of Diamonds and the aces in the sky. When I give his sevens first instruction, spirit me a game of studs, stakes unscarred by limitation between a man named Gold and a man named Mud. And Club filled Gold with greedy vapors till his long green eyes did glow, and Mud was left with the sighs and trembles, watching his hard-earned money go. Flushes fell on Gold like water, and tens they paired and paired again. But the aces only flew through heaven, and the Diamond Jack called no man friend. Now the Diamond Queen saw Mud's ordeal, began to think of her long-lost son, fell to her knees with a mother's mercy, prayed to the angels, every one. Now the Diamond Queen, she prayed and prayed, and the Diamond Angel filled Mud's hole, and the wicked king of clubs himself fell face down in front of Gold. Now three kings come to Club's command, but the angel from the sky did ride. Three kings up on the streets of Gold, three fireballs on the muddy side. Now the Club Queen heard her husband's call, but Lord, that Queen of Diamonds' joy, when the outlaw in the heavenly hall turned out to be her wandering boy. Now Mud he checked and Gold bet all, and Mud he raised and Gold did call, and the smile just melted off his face when Mud turned over that diamond ace. Now here's what this story is told. If you feel like Mud, you'll end up Gold. You feel like lost, you'll end up fast. So amigo, lay them raises down.
Spoken like someone who's played a lot. Spoken like someone who's played a lot of penny ante poker in motel rooms.
With a bass player, it wasn't penny ante. We got to where we were anteing like $8 a game. Because we were in North Carolina, and his money was my money, and my money was his money. I won. One night I won $250 and fired him. And that's the last time I seen him.
You're mean, man.
Well, play another. folk song. Well, along come the FFV and the swiftest on the line, running along the C&O road, 20 minutes behind. Well, running into Seville, headquarters on the line, and receiving their strict orders from the station just behind. Now Georgie's mother come to him with a bucket on her arm, saying, "My darling boy, you be careful how you run. Well, it's many a man has lost his life in trying to make lost time. Oh, but if you run your engine right, you can make her just on time." Oh, but off of the road she darted, and into the rocks she crashed, and the engine she laid upside down. Georgie's breast was smashed, and his head lay against the firebox door, and the flames were rolling high. Well, I'm proud to be born for an engineer on the C&O road to die. Doctor says to Georgie, "Oh, my darling boy, be still. Your life can yet be saved if it is God's blessed will. Oh, no, no, it will not do. I want to fly so free. Well, I want to die with the engine I love, 143. And the doctor says to Georgie, "Well, your life cannot be saved. All murdered out on the railroad, laid in a lonesome grave." But his face was all covered up with blood, and his eyes they could not see. And the very last words that Georgie spoke were, "Near my God to thee."
This is WBAI in New York City. That's Townes Van Zandt. And I ain't got nothing to say. I want to hear more music.
Well, I'll play this song. It's a country song by Stonewall Jackson. And I heard the words by accident a little while ago. And I didn't used to know them all. Don't be angry with me, darling, if I fail to understand all your little whims and wishes all the time. Well, just remember that I'm dumb, I guess, like any foolish man, and my head stays kind of foggy remember the first time that I flirted with you, dear, and you jokingly said, come, I'll be your bride. But now time has turned the pages, it's the sweetest joke on earth. And I have you here forever by my side. Maybe someday you're gonna hurt me. I've been hurt in love before. Only God can know, and time alone will tell. But in the meantime, I'll keep loving you with all my heart and soul, and pray God to let it last. It's His will. So don't be angry with me, darling, if I fail to understand all your little whims and wishes all the time. Just remember that I'm dumb, I guess, like any foolish man. My head stays kind of foggy 'cause you're mine. Nice song. A song called "To Lives to Fly." It's pretty good. Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time, and I waste my share of mine. But it never feels too good, so let's don't take too long. Well, you're soft as glass, and I'm a gentle man. We got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Days up and down they come, like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't turn none away. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you've been is good and gone, all you keep's the getting there. But to live's to fly, all low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. It's goodbye to all my friends. Well, it's time to go again. Think all the poetry and the picking down the line. Well, I'll miss the system here. The bottom's low and the treble's clear. But it don't pay to think too much on things you leave behind. Well, I may be gone, but it won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melody and rhythm that I find. We all got holes to fill, and them holes are all that's real, and some fall on you like a storm, sometimes you dig your own. The choice is yours to make, time is yours to take. Some dive into the sea, some toil upon the stone. What to live's to fly, all low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Oh, shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes. She had 20 years where she turned to her mother, saying, "Mother, I know that you'll grieve, but I've given my soul to St. John the Gambler. Tomorrow comes time to leave. The hills cannot hold back my sorrow forever. Dead men lie deep round the door. Oh, the only salvation that's mine for the asking. Some other think on me no more. And winter howled high round the mountain's breast, and the cold of 1,000 snows lay heaped upon the forest sleep. But she dressed in calico, for a gambler likes his women fancy, and fancy she would be, and the fire of her longing would keep away the cold, and her dress was a sight to see. But the road was long beneath her feet, and she followed her frozen breath in search of a certain St. John the Gambler, stumbling to her death. Well, she heard his laughter right down from the mountains, and danced with her mother's tears to a funeral drone of calico, beneath the cross of 20 years. To a funeral drone of calico, beneath the cross of 20 years. I wrote this song in Canyon, Texas. Sitting in a motel, looking out the door. There were two little birds, two baby birds that there was kind of a little, not a garden, but a little place where trees and little bushes and things were growing, that was raised maybe 2.5 feet above the earth, hooked onto the end of this motel. And there were two little birds that lived in there, and every day they would fall off, stay in bank, right? Every day they'd be in the driveway in front of my room. I'd go pick them up, put them back in the next morning, they'd be down there all week, every day. Wish I could think what those things are called. My vocabulary has, I find, it's gone downhill steadily.
You don't mean fledglings?
What?
Fledglings?
No, not the birds. The things that are
Motels?
No. Maybe there's not a name for them.
For what?
Well, it was a little, almost like a patio built onto the end of this motel, except much smaller than a patio. And instead of a place for people to stand or sit, there were little greeneries growing. But it wasn't a garden.
Portico?
Maybe a portico. That sounds like it looked. That sounds like it looked. Well, I played the song that I wrote while sitting beside the portico.
The birds were going
Birds were looking
downhill.
at the highway. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Well, I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. And it's white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Oh, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord, and the people there, they treat you kind. Oh, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord, and the people there, they treat you kind. Oh, it's white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, if you see Miss Caroline, tell her that I'm doing fine. Well, if you see Miss Caroline, tell her that I'm doing fine. And it's white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, it's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. Well, it's bad news from Houston, half my friends are dying. And it's white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Well, Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Oh, then a white Freightliner's gonna steal away my brain. I'm going out on the highway, gonna listen to the big trucks whine, whine. Well, I'm going out on the highway, listen to the big trucks whine. see you love